Nepal. A land of peace and beauty. Home to the mighty Himalayas, to Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth. A country known for its warm smiles, and ancient temples standing proudly against the sky. But not this time, because today that same peaceful land is burning. Imagine this: the Prime Minister's residence is on fire. The Parliament building is in flames. Ministers are running through the streets, chased and beaten by angry protesters. And all of this is happening in Nepal. A full government collapse in just 3 days. And the most shocking part, this revolution wasn't led by politicians or the military. It was led by Gen Z, the same generation often called lazy, distracted, addicted to TikTok, has just brought down a government. On 8 September, thousands of young people, most of them between 20 and 25 years old, filled the streets of Kathmandu. Some wore school uniforms, some college dress. They were led by an NGO called Hami Nepal. The protest started peacefully towards parliament, but the government panicked. Police came with water cannons, tear gas, and rubber bullets. Except this time, they didn't stop at rubber bullets. They fired live rounds. At least 19 protesters died on the first day, including a 12-year-old child. More than 400 were injured. This brutality shocked Nepal. Instead of stopping the movement, it fueled it. Protests spread to Pokhara, Butwal, Bharatpur, Damak, and beyond. The government tried to impose a curfew, but it was too late. Media headlines are showing this was all about the social media ban, but banning Facebook and other platforms was only the final trigger. The real reason were corruption, unemployment, nepotism, and crisis. Nepal's leaders and their families show off their luxury cars, Gucci bags, foreign trips, while ordinary citizens struggle. On TikTok, hashtags like #NepoKids and #NepoBaby exploded. In 2024, youth unemployment was 20.82%. That's 1 in 5 young Nepalis without a job. Thousands of Nepalis even went to fight in the Russia-Ukraine war just to earn money.
सबैजनालाई नमस्ते छ। म चाहिँ यता रसियामा आएको 2 महिना पुरा भयो लगभग। अनि मैले चाहिँ रसियामा आएर चाहिँ धेरै दुःख पाएँ। मैले त्यही नै हो। अनि त्यहाँ चाहिँ धेरै गाह्रो छ हामीलाई सर्भाइभ गर्नको लागि।
In August, the government announced that all social media companies must register locally or be banned. TikTok complied, but Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and other 26 platforms refused. So, on 3rd September, the government banned all at once, and the social media ban was the final straw that broke it. Without Facebook, WhatsApp, or YouTube, millions of Nepalese couldn't connect with their families abroad. Businesses collapsed overnight. Tourism suffered. And at the same time, the only app still running was TikTok, the very place where youth were already spreading anti-government messages. Then, what happened next sounds like a movie. The Parliament House and Prime Minister's residence were set on fire. Protesters stormed the President's house and even the historic Singha Darbar. The Finance Minister was chased, beaten, and humiliated in the streets. Former Prime Minister Jalanath Kanal's wife were injured when their house was torched. Prisons were broken open. Over 13,000 inmates escaped. Luxury hotels like the Hilton were burned. Even foreign citizens died. By 9th September, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli resigned and took shelter in an army barracks. For the first time in history, the new interim government was chosen online, on Discord. Yes, a platform usually used by gamers became the stage for democracy. Nepalis voted online, and Sushila Karki, a former Supreme Court justice, was chosen as interim prime minister, a government born not in parliament but in a Discord server. Now let's step back. Nepal is not just a small country in the Himalayas. It is a buffer state, right between two giants, India and China. And whenever Nepal shakes, both Delhi and Beijing watch closely. For India, the concern is huge. Nepal shares a 1,750-kilometer open border with India. Millions of Nepalis live and work in India under the 1950 treaty. Even India's famous Gorkha regiment has over 30,000 Nepali soldiers. If Nepal turns closer to China, that open border becomes a big security risk for India. China, on the other hand, just lost one of its closest allies. Former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli leaned heavily towards Beijing. In 2020, China even sent top Communist Party leaders to Nepal to fix his party crisis. For Beijing, Oli's fall is a major setback. So who gains from this sudden uprising? The truth is, no one knows yet, but one thing is clear. This revolution has reset Nepal's politics, and it has shaken the power game of all South Asia. Nepal's Gen Z revolution is a reminder to every government in South Asia. You can ignore unemployment, you can ignore corruption, you can ignore nepotism. But if you try to silence people's voices, especially in the digital age, the backlash will be explosive. In just 3 days, one of Asia's oldest political elites was overthrown, and it all started from TikTok trends and hashtags. So, is this the beginning of a new Nepal, or just the first chapter of more instability? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear: the power of Gen Z cannot be underestimated anymore.